already know just where I be, dog. I ain't being cocky, but Philly what I'm reppin'. Watch me check it like it's hockey. I ain't tryna get it twisted. If you get it, then you got me. If you with it, cool. If not, I'll treat you like a Tamagotchi. I'ma let you down point. Yeah, I never
What's going on, guys? JHoyt back with you today. As you can tell from on your screen, we are bringing a new series to the channel. We are starting a BAGM mode. We're picking the 32nd team, and we're just going to go right with Seattle. Basically what I did is I made my team, I made all the jerseys, I made the logo, the everything that involves with the expansion draft, and just started it. I've saved it for about 2 weeks now, I think it is, or maybe about a week, I don't remember. But as you can see on your screen, we are going to be known as the Seattle Attack. So I found it pretty cool. You know, we got a pretty sick logo. It does have the black and gold and gray kind of feel to it. So, you know, keep that in mind. You can see the logo on the screen as well. However, we're not going to show you the jerseys or the arena in this video. What we're going to do in this video is get to the expansion draft and kind of go through that. The second video will most likely be the entry-level draft, potentially some re-signings, and then we'll get on with the season, probably in episode 3. But like I said, this video just to be the expansion draft. But either way, let's get right to it. The start of the Seattle Attack. So the NHL expansion draft. Well, I figured I'd take a moment to welcome you to the Seattle Attack franchise. You will have your plate full with the upcoming expansion draft, but I'll touch base again a few days before the draft itself after I get a sense of the other teams and who they're going to make available. So, all right. So the only bad thing about this is Vegas doesn't have, like, it's the year of Vegas, which kind of sucks in that aspect, but we do have the 5th overall pick. Now, this is not the Dalin Svechnikov Zadina draft. It is the Hischier and Patrick draft. So that's the only thing that really sucks about this. So Vegas has the 6th overall pick. Colorado, Tampa Bay, did they actually? No, they didn't, because they have Philly somehow had that pick. But either way, let's get right into the expansion draft. So pretty much the decision you make, yeah, well, the franchise sinks or swims in the first job, keeping your, yeah, okay. As will the fans. So we got to keep the fans happy. We all know that one. But we're at the expansion draft. So either way, let's get right into it. So this is, like I said, I believe it is pre-Vegas. So I believe, or it does, what is Vegas? Vegas is back here. So Vegas is not there. Or are they? Vegas is not there. So I guess we're not picking from Vegas. So how I'm going to work this is I'm going to try to go team by team, try to see what we need, and, you know, go from there. So we're just going to start right off with Anaheim. So from Anaheim, let's see what we have available. So like I said, this is pre this year. So all the trades that happened are unfortunately not going to be in the mode. So like Sami Vatanen, now he's on New Jersey. So that could be a potential option we get from these guys. Some other guys that, you know, if there's a case where it's like, if Vatanen wasn't here, you know, who would I pick? You know, might be a guy like Logan Shaw. There might be like a younger guy that I might pick. But, you know, other than Shaw and Vatanen from from Anaheim, you know, I probably wouldn't pick anyone, you know, else. So I might pick an AHL guy, you know, I never know. In this case, it is pretty obvious who I want to take. Sami Vatanen is by far the best player here. For the rest of the teams, I don't really think there's like a good right-handed defenseman that's available. So we can always go back and change these picks, you know, before we like confirm it. So let's go with Sami Vatanen from Anaheim. So that's a good, you know, top line defenseman. And, you know, I'm really excited about that pick because obviously that's a crucial part. We need good goaltenders and we need, you know, good defense, obviously, and getting a good, you know, forward, you know, would definitely help us out. So Arizona is probably a little bit of a weaker one. You know, when I did this, first of all, offline, you know, just kind of by myself, I think I took Dimitrov there. Other than him, I don't really see anyone I really want to take. Is there anything for goalies? Deming, but I got a couple of goalies in mind that I want to take, and Deming wouldn't really fit into that. So from Arizona, I guess we're just going to go with Burmistrov. You know, like I said, we can go back and change it. And, you know, once we get all of our team done here. So Boston. So Boston has a lot of guys, it looks like, under some pretty kind of terrible contracts. So Hayes, Miller, Bolesky, McQuaid all have terrible contracts. Stafford, especially because we're going to be in trouble with the cap this year. You know, Malcolm Subban. So Subban was one of the goalies I had in mind that I wanted to take. So I kind of want to just take Subban, even though obviously I don't really like the Subans. But either way, we got Kulikov there. We have anyone for goalie. Linus Allmark. We're gonna be set on goalie, so I'm not really worried about that one. So as far as this goes, we got Bojamin. I don't really want him. You know, I just don't really like him. I don't know what it is, but he's got the potential there. You know, he's got some points to him, but I feel like we're going to have a little bit of better luck with, you know, some other guys in our lineup. So far, I'm thinking Dmitry Kulikov. You know, I'm not 100% sure because they don't really have too much of, you know, other guys I really want. Also, we have to look at the fact that if we don't find a player we want, we could always go for the most trade value. So that way we can put them on the trade block afterwards, and we won't really have to worry about it, you know, too much. So I think I'm going to go with Kulikov, even though I don't really want him because I feel like there's, you know, some better guys out there. I feel like he could possibly, you know, fit in on our team in a way so far. So on the bottom of the screen, you can also see the depth chart of, you know, the people we've taken so far. So we have one goalie, 2 defensemen, and 1 left wing. So we are on the Calgary Flames now. So initially, I'm thinking maybe Michael Stone. You have Ferland, maybe Chason. But also I'm looking at Kulak down here. He's young, can play in the AHL the first year. We also have to look at goaltenders. I don't even think... Yeah, we had Allmark in Buffalo. So we have Subban already. We didn't end up taking Allmark. We ended up choosing Kulikov there. But so far, I'm feeling Kulak from here. What do we got for goaltenders? So goaltender, I believe, is going to be the most difficult part because we're going to have to take someone that's kind of like would be an NHL backup for any team here. And then we're just going to have to hope they're on a small contract. But I have a feeling that we're going to have a good goalie down the road here. So that Brouwer contract is terrible. We got Ferland, Chason, Kulik. Is there anybody else down here that would possibly... Witherspoon, Poirier. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Let's pick Kulak for right now. We're going to have lots of defensemen, so I might come back to Calgary and end up choosing Poirier. I'm not 100% sure yet, but either way, let's go to Carolina here. What do they have to offer? So we got Stepniak. I don't really like that contract. We got a couple of, be bottom line guys. DiGiuseppe would probably be my front runner so far. We're gonna have a lot of guys like DiGiuseppe or Burmistrov or guys like that are just gonna fill up our lineup. But either way, let's go with DiGiuseppe right now, and hopefully we get some better guys to begin with. So Chicago Blackhawks, what do we got? So we got Oduya, Campbell, Kruger's got an awful contract. Yurko could be a possible pick here. We got a lot of Polka. We can pick Polka. Give ourselves a young right-handed prospect defenseman. Anton Forsberg. We're gonna be stacked on that right now. I don't want to keep picking defensemen, but like there's a lot of guys like Polka and like who was the other guy, Kulak, that are really like almost like easy picks for us. So on to Colorado now. All right, what do we got initially here? We got Soderberg, but he's got that terrible contract. Patrick Weirkoch, Eric Jelinos, Matt Nieto, Andrighetto. Oh, in this case, I kind of want to wait on Colorado. Yeah, let's wait on Colorado because I honestly don't know who to pick from there. So let's go to the Columbus Blue Jackets. So we got Jack Johnson. That could give us a solid defenseman, second line defenseman, maybe potentially even first, depending on who else we get. Josh Anderson, Scott Harrington, Sedlak. What else do we got down here? A bunch of AHL guys. Goaltender, Korpisalo. Oh, so he's got a contract extension for 2 years. So we also got to look out for that too, because I haven't actually paid attention to that much so far. But Korpisalo is someone that I was definitely looking at from the beginning. So did they really have anything else they really wanted? They had Jack Johnson. So for the time being, I'm going to pick Korpisalo. I might come back to them and pick Johnson, depending on, what we get in the rest of the draft. So now we're on Dallas. What does Dallas have to offer? So initially, I don't really see anything that really stands out to me. Obviously, there's always defensemen there. There's Mark McNeil. Anything down here? Nope. Goaltenders. 2 really bad contracts for not much there. So for Dallas, I feel like I want to go with... I almost want to not stock my AHL team, but if, no one really comes out, because I'm going to be stockpiled with defensemen. We all know that. Because there's always guys like Nemeth and Johns and, guys like that I can just stockpile. So, someone like McNeil, who I believe is former first-round pick, he might become something for us. Obviously, he's done well in the AHL. Doesn't seem to have found a good, long term in the NHL. But either way, for now, let's pick McNeil. Now, that might be, some people might say it's a waste of a pick. But you know what? We're going to have to fill up our AHL team anyway. Because obviously, I'll explain how we're going to work with the season. But the way we're going to work with the season, we're going to have injuries on at some point. So that's what I'm definitely looking for. So initially here in the Detroit Red Wings, I'm thinking Xavier Ouellet and Sproul, another one, and then Ferk, who didn't really get his upgrade that he probably should have. And is there anything down here? Nope. Goaltenders. So they opted to protect Mrazek. Now this was the one team I was thinking about for having a starting goaltender, but it looks like they made the smart decision. Protected Mrazek. Now, obviously, Mrazek has been traded to the Philadelphia Flyers in real life, but we didn't get that luxury here. So I don't feel like we're going to take Howard. I feel like we're going to take Ouellet because he seems to be, where we want to be. Edmonton. Who is on Edmonton? So they have his terrible extension. Letestu might not be a bad pick. When I played BGM mode, he seems to do really, really well there. I'm kind of thinking Letestu only because I know he's pretty good in the game mode, good at face-offs. 35 points could be. He's a solid player, even though and he's low cost too. I mean, 2 years. Not the biggest fan of 2 years, obviously, but as for the game mode that we're going with, we want to build the best team possible. So I feel like we're gonna pick Letestu for right now. We might end up coming back to him and maybe picking someone else. But as we go on to the Florida Panthers, initially there's Jason Demers. That'd be a long-term, pick in him. Obviously a 5-year contract. I obviously wish I didn't have to deal with that. But he could potentially be a pick we make. Other than him, Jokinen's got that terrible contract. Petrovic would be, not a terrible decision here. I'm trying to think of all the rest of the teams and what they could potentially get. And, Demers is starting to look good. But you know what? For now, we're going to pick Petrovic. Even though he's at kind of his peak right now, we'll never know what we're going to get. So the LA Kings. Okay, so Alex Martinez. Now, initially, I'm going to keep saying that word, but they don't really have anyone else that I'm really interested in initially. Now, yeah, they don't really have anyone down there. Goaltender, Zadkov, Campbell. So, getting Martinez, playing him with, if we get Demers, or we already have Vatanen. I don't think I'm going to change that Vatanen pick. But Martinez, 5-year deal for, good. He looks like he's on the power play. Can be good there. 39 points playing alongside with Vatanen. Could be a dynamic duo. But honestly, I want to pick Martinez. Because that would give us definitely, a solid top 4 if we get the guys we want. like I was saying with Jack Johnson, I feel like our decision was already made for us. Brodeen. Do I even have to look at anyone else? Kemper, Stalek, Gustafson. Yeah, I don't feel like I have to make any other decision on this one. You know, Jason Zucker would be a nice pick, but I don't really... Let's just double check to see if there's anything floating down here. But I don't think we can actually pick anything else other than Brodeen here. I mean, Martinez. Yeah, I mean, back-to-back top 4 defensemen, like that's gonna be rare. So if we get another good right-handed defenseman, you know, we're solid there. We haven't picked any right wings yet, and you know, we're not really gonna find anything here. But initially, I'm looking at Deneau. Other than him, you know, obviously there's, you know, random defensemen we could get. Davidson, Nestrov wouldn't be a bad pick. Not really interested in Montoya. So I feel like Deneau would be our easy pick here. Is there anything down here we could possibly get? Carr, De La Rose wouldn't be a terrible pick, but yeah, I feel like for the best for the team would be Deneau. He's got 2 years on, you know, and he's 24, so he could potentially grow a little bit. You know, he broke out with that 40-point season. Yeah, says he's a third liner. You know, could potentially use him anywhere there, but you know, Deneau, I guess welcome to Seattle, unless we end up coming back to change for you. I wish it wouldn't, you know, scroll back to Colorado either. That's kind of rather annoying. But this video is going to be kind of long, so, you know, I'm sorry about that one. But, you know, we got to get this through, and I'll probably cut out a lot of it. So, for the New York Islanders, what do we got? So, we got a couple of defensemen up top here. You know, DeHaan wouldn't, you know, that's a low-cost pick. I see Pulak there. He's got 2 years. Scott Mayfield. We're actually going to pick Pulak. We need the right-handed defenseman right now. And if we can't find anything else, you know, then we're building for our future, obviously. So, the New York Rangers. We got Grabner initially. We got Pumple. He wouldn't be a bad pick. Clendenning. You know, Jesper Fast. Grabner would be a super low-cost pick there. We could bump up our, you know, our farm system with like a Pumple or a Clendenning pick. I don't really see anything down here we could pick. So we have Grabner wouldn't be a bad pick. Holden wouldn't be... Any of these top 4, 5, 6 wouldn't be a bad pick. It looks like Pumple's got an extension on his contract by 1 year. That's a one-way deal. So, you know, I'm not really a fan of that, because especially when he probably play in the farm system for a little bit more than that. But I feel like Grabner... with the guys we've already picked, DiGiuseppe and Burmistrov, that Grabner provides that experience in the NHL. We're already going to be solid on defensemen, so even though I would love to pick either Holden or Smith, I think I'm going to go with Grabner here. You know, that's penalty kill. That's a fast player, and we need to fill up some NHL bodies as well as AHL. For the sake of building the best team, I feel like maybe a guy like Parenteau. We do not have any right wings right now, so that's something we desperately need. So I feel like Parenteau, low risk, 1.25 mil, you know, for a year. We're going to have to re-sign him in the offseason. That's not too bad. But, you know, solid scorer, power play guy, you know, really, really low cost there in Nashville. Hey guys, I hate to end the video like this one, but I do have the second part of this expansion draft. However, if I left this second part in, it would be about 40 minutes long. I don't think anyone really wants to sit around for 40 minutes and watch a video. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. There will be a second part. It will start at New Jersey, right where it left off, and it will be in the second part of this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. But as always, guys, if you did enjoy, hit that like button down below if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.
I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body so I can take you wherever. Like, I want you forever, even when we're not together. Scars on my body, I can look at you and never